Hi guys, it's me again with my weekly video. By popular request, I'm going to try to walk you through how I do the colors and some shading. So what we're going to work on coloring tonight is a bigger version of Sherlock from one of my recent pictures. I pulled myself away from reruns of Downton Abbey and working on things for the upcoming art walk to do this video, so I hope it's of some help to you guys. Okay, I'm going to do all this in colored pencil. That's how I did on the actual picture of this, the Think Sherlock, the Blue's Clues picture. Okay, so when I start coloring, no matter what media I'm using, if I'm using colored pencils or Copic markers or whatever, I always start with the skin and work my way out. And the reason I do that is because if you start somewhere else, like let's say with hair and you've got a darker color, when you start doing your skin color, you can accidentally drag some of the color from the hair or let's say the scarf or whatever into the skin, and then it's kind of hard to erase that back out. So I'm going to start with the skin. Make sure I've got the right color here because I'm tired. Okay, and the thing to do when you're using colored pencil to make it look nice is really make sure you blend it well. I know when I first started coloring with Crayola pencils, and it's not the tool, it was just the skill level. I mean, I see people that do really nice stuff with Crayola pencils, but if you're in a rush and you don't really take time to blend it, like if you're just scribbling because, oh, I want to get this done and show it off, it's not going to look nice. And I did want to say last week, too, after I walked through all my coloring tools, don't think that just because you spend a lot of money on nice coloring tools, like let's say Copics, don't think that just because you have those, that's going to automatically make you a better artist or better at coloring. But with practice and more expensive tools like that, I think it gives you an incentive to really work and learn how to use the tools better. And yeah, I'm pretty much going to ramble while I'm coloring because I think it's boring to just watch people color. Okay, so I'm going to keep blending because this is the biggest part of the peach. I'm using Prismacolor Light Peach for the base of his skin, by the way. And I keep brushing away the dusty stuff. And thank you to everybody that did watch my last video or left comments or suggestions or things on it. I did appreciate that. I'm gonna hopefully try to upload a new video once a week on Monday nights. Okay, that looks good for now, for the face. So I'm gonna move on to his hands. I'm really just trying to blend it in too, because this is Canson paper is the sketchbook I'm using, and I just messed up one spot, but I can fix that later. I thought his hand was down there and it's up here. Like I said, I'm tired. I've been coloring all day stuff for the art walk, so you just kind of got to bear with me. Okay, and something else you can kind of do, especially with the Prismacolors, is if you don't like the way it looks like, see, you can kind of see some of the white stuff through the paper. I just kind of take my finger and kind of try to blend it in a little bit better sometimes. I do have colorless blenders, Prismacolor pencils too, and those are nice, but I don't use them as often as I should, I guess. I just don't really have room in my pencil box for everything I want. Okay, and real quick, I'm going to grab my eraser because I made a mistake down here. But I can fix it because that's going to be black anyway. Okay, so there's the base color for the skin. I'm going to shade his skin now, and for that I'm going to use my Prismacolor, just the peach pencil. And I know the Prismacolor Scholar packs I talked about have these too. So when I shade, I start with, I just kind of frame the face, like things around the face that I think it would have some undertone to them, like this hair here would have, and try to get in his ears, you know, put a little shading there where the little line there is, and maybe around the edge of the ear, on both of his ears. And then, like I said, doing some undertone here with the hair, just to kind of add some depth. It makes the face look a lot nicer when you can shade it in a little bit. And Sherlock, he's got some hair kind of that frames his face too, so you kind of shade around that. Like I said, you're just kind of, I like to kind of frame the face, and then a little bit where his scarf is, like the scarf is casting a shadow on his face. Maybe a little bit here by his lip because he's got the crayon in his mouth. When I do noses on my chibis, because I have kind of like a clash kawaii chibi style thing going on, when instead of actually drawing a nose most of the time, I just shade in the center here where the nose would be, and I kind of round it out when I shade, I guess, so it's, I don't know, kind of at an angle. And that's how I do my nose. I don't know, like I said, I got like a clashing style here for chibis. Okay, so that's the shading for the face for now. And then on the fingers and hands, I just add kind of a little bit of shading. If you can hear my tablet going off, I apologize. Like all these notifications coming in. I don't know if you can hear it on the video or not, and I have it right beside me. Okay, so that is going to be my skin shading for now. Okay, for the cheeks, because he's got the little blushy marks, like he's really trying to think hard. I'm going to sharpen this one a little bit here. I do pink for the undertone. And I also have a lighter color, a blush pink I like to use sometimes too, but it's really close looking to the peach color that I use for the shading, so I don't like to use that all the time. I think the pink is more prominent. Okay, so I use the pink for the undertone, and then for the actual blushy marks, so my pencil's not very sharp, I go over with the red and kind of highlight those, so it really looks like he's like flustered, and it kind of brings out better the emotion. He's really thinking about this Blue's Clues thing. Okay, let's do the crayon in his mouth. I'm going to use dark green for the wrapper. The green is very dusty. And then I'm going to use apple green for the crayon there. Okay, and some green dust got on his lips. That's okay, we can erase it later. Okay, hair. Now we're doing Sherlock, so he's got dark brown hair. I'm sorry if this is looking sloppy, I'm kind of in a rush. Let's start here at the top. And I'm not going to do a highlight or a shine on his hair with this. I don't know, I don't like doing them with pencil. I can't get them to turn out right. I like doing them with the Copic markers and using the Jelly Roll pen. That makes a nice shine, but I can't get the Jelly Roll pen to work very well on my pencils yet. I'm still playing around and trying to figure out what I'm doing with it. And again with the hair, it's just blending. And I'm using Prismacolor dark brown for his hair because he has dark hair. Benedict Cumberbatch. Sherlock. We just got into the Sherlock obsession, and I am so obsessed. In case anybody hasn't been paying attention to a lot of the pictures I've been drawing, it's not good. They get a response though. People seem to like them. I guess I'll have to do Downton Abbey next. I'm so behind when it comes to getting into stuff. I think the only thing I've been on target with is Avengers and Marvel and stuff. Everything else I come into the fandom way late. Okay, I am going to do shading on his hair though in a minute when it's done, after I get it blended a little better. And hopefully the lighting is okay on this video. We were going to do it earlier, and then we ended up having company and stuff, so it's kind of dark outside now, so hopefully the lighting at my desk is okay. Okay, and this area over here needs blended some more. And like I said, my sketchbook is Canson, and it's, I can't remember the actual dimension, but it's bigger than your typical sketchbook. An 8x10, I think, is like your typical sketchbook size. Is slightly bigger, and I just went with that because my 8x10 sketchbook right now is so full, and I've got so many different works in progress and stuff going on in there for the art walks. I'm like, oh, I'll just resketch Sherlock on here, and we'll do that for the art video. Okay, so I've pretty much blended his hair to where I want it. I'm going to shade his hair because I use such a dark brown. I'm going to shade his hair with black, and you should still be able to see where some of the lines were. It's actually even kind of hard for me to tell, to pick them out. I've had a lot of people tell me they like the way I do the shading on here, so. And I try to shade around the ear too, like the ear is putting a shadow on the hair. I don't know, I think that makes it look better. Okay, let's see, there's some down here I missed. Maybe just did a few there around his face and there. Okay, and like I said, my brown pencils are very dusty. Okay, so we'll leave that like that for now. Let's move on to his scarf. I'm going to use apple green Prismacolor and the dark green, also Prismacolor. It's a very small pencil. I'm going to start with the dark green first. And I try to do this scarf with the green stripes because of Steve's shirt and Blue's Clues. You know, it was a green stripe. That's why I did that. If you didn't get it, if you didn't watch Blue's Clues when you were a kid, I don't know where you were. You were living under a rock. That's where you were. I'm sorry if that sounded mean. I would like to throw a thank you out to the First Stop Print Shop in New Philadelphia. They're going to be hosting me for the Artists and Merchants Walk on Saturday evening from 6 to 9. So I'm looking forward to meeting all them and getting to be in their shop. And if you're coming to the art walk, if you're from Tuscarawas County, stop by and say hi. And see the kind of drabble I do. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen some of my pictures of me sleeping while I'm working on stuff, and those aren't posed. I've actually fallen asleep working on stuff. I don't have as much left to finish as I thought I did, though. Okay, so finish those stripes. I'm just going to kind of go back over and blend them a little bit more. Okay, and I'll do the dark green stripes before I worry about the shading on that. I have a lot of trouble blending with the darker colors than I do with the lighter colors. But I didn't have enough Copic marker, I can't talk tonight. Copic marker colors to get me through this picture, and the original too. So the original, the Think Sherlock that I did, is all with Prismacolor, Crayola pencil, and then some Crayola crayon for the background, which is fun. I do like working with colored pencil. If I'm not in a rush like I am tonight and really take my time, I enjoy colored pencil because that's the first medium that I've worked with. And so I think it's the medium that I'm most comfortable with. I did the line art for this. Well, obviously I sketched it out in pencil first. And then I got some, I think they're called Low Cornell, I think is how you pronounce it. I got a set of 4 pens at Joann Fabrics for like $6. And I didn't think I was going to be very impressed with them, but they're actually really nice pens. I've had them for quite a while, and they're starting to give out on me now, but I've been drawing a lot. Okay, so shading on the scarf. I'm just going to take the 2 colors that I did this scarf with, and I'm just going to go back over And I'm going to press down harder so that I make it a darker color to give it that shading. I could use black, I could use gray. I'm going to try to show you guys how to add gray to make it a little more in-depth. And I know there are people that color things way better than I do, but I'm just kind of showing you how I do things. Oop. Okay, let's go back with the apple green. I really don't know what I do when I shade. Honestly, I just kind of go in and try to pick out darker areas that I already see. Or if there's something overlapping, like the scarf there's overlapping on top of itself, I can, you know, go in and shade that. But I don't know. I feel like to explain it to you, I sound really stupid. And yeah, my green's leaking all over the place too. Okay, let's see. Sherlock has a green shirt on too, so I'm going to use a different color. A little bit of a different color for that. It's about the same color as the apple green though. I think it's just slightly darker. Okay, and there's that. Okay, I'm going to do the notebook with the yellow pages. You know, they actually made the handy dandy notebook when I was a kid. They don't make things like that anymore, do they? Okay, I was going to grab my orange to shade that, but since I didn't grab orange, I'm going to grab peach. And it works just as well, really. And see, I'm kind of rubbing it with my finger a little bit to kind of get it to blend so it's not as peachy looking. Okay, the spiral thing is red. And I just kind of outline that with the red pencil. Just kind of quirky looking. Wow, this has been going on for 15 minutes? I've been talking that long? Wow. My husband's taping this. He's probably like, shut up. Just color and get it done with. I want to go to bed. My husband's my photographer because I can make him do that. And see, I didn't put a line at the top there. And I kind of make it darker in some spaces there, like the notebook paper and stuff. Okay, here's the color that's probably going to be a pain, the black for the coat. I'm going to use Prismacolor black because the Crayola black pencil, the thing about the Prismacolor black pencil is, oh, it gets everywhere and it rubs off on your hands really bad, like black doesn't already. With Prismacolor, it's really bad. But the Crayola black pencil, I don't know, I have a hard time getting it to move across the paper and getting it to blend really well sometimes in larger areas, so I'm going to use the Prismacolor because it's faster. So right now I'm just laying the base color black. And I'm not really sure why I decided to resketch Sherlock to color for this. All week when I was thinking about doing it, I'm like, who can I sketch to draw and color in? And I thought about doing Quintasha, because I do a lot of those doodles, but the sketchbook I use for that is so tiny, I didn't think you guys would be able to see it. And I had a Sailor Moon that I sketched that I kind of liked, but I'm like, well, that's kind of big, and I figured it would already take some time. I didn't want to keep the video going forever. But if you ever have a request or something you'd like to see me try to draw, or maybe draw and then kind of walk you through how I did it, or something like that, you can always leave it in the comments or suggest it to me on my Facebook page, which is Stasia-Chan on Facebook. I would be happy to take suggestions or answer questions or anything like that. Boy, he has a long coat, doesn't he? It's a lot of black. If I'm working with black on a larger picture sometimes, like on the Think Sherlock, the actual picture, I think I waited and did the coat last because I was so afraid of the black smearing when I was coloring around it or coloring other things, you know, like the background or things like that. I think I saved the coat for last. I do that a lot of times when I'm coloring with black because I don't want it to smudge, and it's a pain to try to erase black when you've smudged it. Yeah, see, I'm not really going in any certain pattern right now because I'm just laying the base color. The nice thing about Prismacolors, and you can do it with Crayolas too, but Prismacolors especially, they're easy to blend back in even if you're not coloring all in the same direction. They're easy to blend and make it all go back together, so I'm not too worried about it right now. If it looks sloppy, it's going to look nicer, I promise. Almost done with the black. Okay, now I'm going to, see, I've got black all over my hand already. I'm going to start at the top and I'm going to start going this way and just trying to get it to blend back together so I can kind of see what I'm doing, because now I feel like I've lost some of my lines. You can't see the pockets or his sleeve or his buttons, or we'll fix all that in a minute. If you want thicker lines though, I've actually started inking some of my things with a Sharpie permanent marker. A coloring page I did to print out to give away to kids at the art walk, I inked that with a permanent marker. It gives a nice thick line, and the good thing about that too is when you erase the pencil underneath it, the lines don't fade. I've never really inked with an actual permanent marker before. I use a Sharpie pen quite a bit though. Okay, so I kind of got the black blended back together. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and pick out some of my key shading areas here. Okay, like there's his collar. We're going to shade under that. The collar of the coat. Okay, and the cuff of his sleeve, so we can kind of start to see where his arm is again. Make his button. Bring that out, make that blacker. There's a button down here. It's kind of hidden. There's another cuff of his sleeve. His coat's overlapping here, so I do that. He's got pockets on his coat. You're British, you gotta have pockets on your trench coat. Okay, he hit those. I'm just pressing down harder to make it more of a darker black. Okay, I'm not pressing quite as hard now. I'm gonna put some shadow where the scarf is. And I'm going to put a shadow here where his arm is coming up, and then on his sleeve there. And I can't see my own lines. Okay, I'm going to outline the pocket there a little bit better. That way you can see it. The lines kind of got lost. Okay, so there you can kind of see where we're at again. Cast a little shadow here for the handy dandy notebook. Personally, I think they should write that into the Sherlock show. Maybe I'll write BBC. Okay, and then I like to kind of just pull out a little bit of shadow, like kind of along the sleeve here. Pull some out, maybe a little here, some on his pocket, like it's, maybe there's something in his pocket, or, okay. I don't know, this probably doesn't even make sense. I don't know, I'm just doing it. I'm trying to explain, but I'm not good at explaining. It just kind of happens. Okay, so there's his coat. Now, Sherlock's coat has some blue in it. And what I like to do for things like that is kind of cross-hatch. And you don't have to worry about what way you're doing this. Okay, so I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm using lines, and I'm going all this way right now. They're diagonal lines. Okay, I'm bringing those up. So I know it's kind of hard to see probably on the video, but I'm putting blue into his coat. Okay, so I did all the lines that way, diagonal. Now I'm going to go the opposite way. So it kind of looks plattish or tweedish. which is what we want. And there's some blue in his coat now. He's got a blue tint to his coat, okay? So if you're a Sherlock fan, you know that he's got blue in his coat. Okay, for his pants, I did khaki. I don't know if I've ever even seen Sherlock wear khaki pants, but I know that's what Steve wore on Blue's Clues, and this is a crossover, so he gets khakis. And this is a Crayola. It's actually top A color. You could use tan too. I do like Crayola pencils. When you know more what you're doing with pencils, they're a nice tool to use. They're easily affordable, and you know, most Walmarts sell them, so you don't have to worry about driving an hour away. If you run out of something, you can drive 5 miles up the road to Walmart. Okay, I'm gonna kind of cross hatch a little bit on his pants, add some lines there, and do the, see, so you kind of get a little bit of a pattern in his pants. And I'm gonna shade here, like his pants are overlapping, and then again, where his coat's overlapping. Okay, maybe pull out some shadow there, I don't know. Okay, last thing is his shoes, which are black, and I hope I picked up the black pencil. Yes, I did. Because the black and the Prismacolor dark brown are really hard to tell apart sometimes. Okay, and I'm just gonna make his shoes black and push down to make it darker, like there's a dark shine on his shoes. I don't get detailed at all when I draw shoes on chibis. Pretty much I just give them flat, boring shoes because, you know, I'm lazy. Okay, and then the last thing I color in my pictures is the dongo that I always put beside my name. Dongos are from Clannad. If you're not familiar with that anime, you should check it out. It was awesome. Okay, so it took me about 20 minutes, half an hour to color Sherlock. Okay, so hopefully that kind of helps and shows you guys what I do when I color. If I'm coloring a bigger manga character, it might be a little different, but for doing chibis, that's what I like to do. Okay, so if you have suggestions for my next video, please comment or let me know if you found this helpful, or if there's something you think I missed or you'd like to hear me talk about a little more. Please let me know. Thank you.